So, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce our speaker for today. He is a global speaker, trainer, and leadership coach who centers his work with organizations and senior executives to measurably improve their business and leadership effectiveness, especially in the areas of sales performance, service quality, leadership communication, and team development. He believes that increased self-awareness accelerates professional relations and business success. He has more than 30 years of professional and international business experience in executive positions in the service industry and has worked with sales professionals and their leadership teams throughout Asia, the Middle East, Africa, Europe, and North America. Let us welcome our speaker today, Mr. Jonathan Lau.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much to Chok Sian for the kind introduction. I'm really happy to be back with all of you. This is the community that I started my CPT journey with. So congratulations to all of you for being part of the CPT journey that you are taking or have taken or already, doing great things around the world. So in the next hour that we'll be having the opportunity to share, I'm going to be using a tool that is called Menti. Is everyone familiar with Menti? M-E-N-T-I. So you'll be using this tool. Anyway, we'll get a chance for you to experience it, right? You get a chance to experience it. But I'd like to have a lot of participation. We have about 52 people here. Can I have your support to get at least 90% of you participating, if not 100%? Is that okay? If you're willing to support and be part of the whole experience today, can you type in a number 1, right? Let me see a lot of number 1, right? We've got to create some energy here. I want you to learn a lot tonight. I want you to take back a lot. And this session is for you, all right? So if you're ready for some action. Oh, good. I'm seeing a lot of number 1. I love it. Just make sure you are participating, right? So once that is happening, let me bring, and everyone able to see the screen right now? Oh, good. Okay, so you can put it to speaker mode so that you can see more of me. If not, you have the gallery view of everyone. That's possible too. So are you ready? If you're ready, raise up your hand and get a thumbs up if you're ready. Okay, let me see all the ready. Okay, whoever's taking a picture, this is a picture opportunity for all of you. All right, cool. So let's get straight into it. So the topic that I'll be sharing today is really about how to embrace 2021, right? I've also done a research recently with global speakers around the world from 28 countries, and I'll be sharing that as part of the resources, as part of the information that has been shared by many of the global speakers, all right? And first of all, let's do a quick test on your knowledge of Menti. Now it's time for you to get into action, right? I just like to get a sense of who is in the room today, right? So the first question is, what is your role? You can go to Menti if Chok Sian can help me with the chat.
Yep, in the chat box now.
Okay, it's in the chat box already. So just go to Menti. The code is 2026936. Everyone got that? So once you're there, I'd like you to answer the question, right? You got the 5 selection, whether you are undergoing your CPT journey right now, you're a professional trainer 1 to 5 years, or you are already 6 to 10 years, or perhaps you're more than 10 years, right? Or you are a corporate in-house trainer, right? I hope I've covered most of the areas. We have got about 7 people that have actually selected. So well done. Thank you so much for that. So let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's see how many we are able to get right now. Okay, so we've got about 16 people so far. We've got about 16. Let's try to get up to about close to 40. Yeah, see whether I can get close to 40. Yeah. All right, we have about 24 now, 27, and still counting. All right, so many undergoing CPT, many within 1 to 5 years. We've got 4 in-house corporate trainers. All right, keep it going. We are almost reaching the 40 mark. We've got about 34 right now. So your participation is important for this session to be working for you. Huh? All right, we've got 35. Let's bring it up to 40. Let's bring it up to 40 if you're able to.
Jordan.
Yes, for you.
I cannot get there. How to get there?
You can either use your mobile phone.
My.
Or you can use your desktop.
Laptop.
www.menti.com.
ME. Oh.
Yeah, Malaysia, England, Norway, Thailand, India.com.
I can get in also.
What's the code?
The code is 2026936.
I put on my laptop. Wait, how do I enter?
Okay, Tuxian, I think everyone is very excited. You may need to just every now and then put in the Menti code again. I think that would be useful. Okay, he has done so twice already. Yeah. So okay, pretty good. I think we have a good feel. We have a good
So
feel.
I need to go to.
We have got about 41 people. So majority of the group here is still going through your CPT journey. We've got about 16 of you who are fairly new into the training business, 1 to 5 years. I guess if Poyu have responded, she'll be the one that is more than 10 years within the group here. So thank you so much for doing that, right? So with that, I would like to share with you the 5 C's, right? The 5 C's on some action that you can take. And if you allow me, I would also like to share some of my personal story journey on how I have done it, so that perhaps you can see, give you some ideas, right? Give you some ideas that you can implement for yourself. So is that okay with everyone? So I'm going to be sharing some of the things that I've been doing that has worked out for me, and hopefully that will help you to escalate your learning curve much faster. Okay. Now, so the first one that I want to share is this element, right? This element, the first C, is called clarity. It's called what? Clarity. So what is clarity? So be very, very clear on your why. So Choksen, if you can help me just mute some of the rest first. If we give them a chance to speak later on, or whoever the co-host is, if they can help mute so we don't have much disruption, that would be great. If you can just pick up some people. Now, so clarity, right? Really be clear on your why. Why do you want to become a trainer? What is the real reason? What is the intrinsic motivation for you to become a professional trainer? Any one of you here were attracted by this banner? Can I see a raise of hand if you have read this banner or you've seen it somewhere? Okay, let me just zoom in a little bit, right? Anyone familiar with this tagline? How to travel the world, stay at the Ritz-Carlton, impact thousands of people, and still get paid for it. How many of you are excited with this tagline? Okay, show of hands. Okay, very good, very good. So at some point you may have been, thank you so much, Jetta, for just being honest, and thank you so much for just participating. Yeah, at some point you were probably thinking about, how can I make a difference in the world? So prior to me becoming a professional trainer, I was in the hotel business for more than 20 years, right? More than 20 years. And this particular tagline just came and say, maybe perhaps I could do more in the world. I wanted to empower. My mother was my late mom was a teacher, right? So she was in education. And I felt that perhaps there was something more I could do besides my role in the hotel. And that was what started my journey back then. Now, well, this is the best picture I could actually get. I have to dig out. This picture was taken in 2007. So it's a long time ago. Madam Poyu is there. Mabel is there too. If you can recognize her, all right, spot Mabel in the picture.
Oh my God.
He's like, oh my, and that's KC, right? Look how he's still,
young.
he's still young and he's still, Dr. Simon, not Simon, it's not. There are some friends here. Who is
Dr.
that?
Stephen Cole.
Stephen, yeah, Stephen is here too. Yeah, so you and Jessica is here. So this was my batch, right? I started in December 2006. Maybe I hope the intake is correct. Huh? It's intake 26, huh? Because recently I think now the latest intake is 68, right? Or is it 69? Wow.
68.
Wow, fantastic. What a journey CPD has gone through. So that was my intake many, many years ago. And that was what started the journey, the why for me, right? And one of the questions that actually struck me was, which country would I like to speak or train in? I live in Kuala Lumpur. I'm in Malaysia. I'm a fellow Malaysian. So if I were to ask you the Menti, go to Menti right now, if there is one country you like to do training or speaking or doing work in after the pandemic, right? When travel is available, what country would you like to go to? Very quickly, can you participate? It is all about intention, right? It is all about intention, right? So now put it onto Menti. Yeah, put it onto Menti if you can. Go to Menti again. So get familiar with Menti. We're going to be using that for a few times. And let's see what the general population, whoa, UAE. Oh, someone wants to go to Dubai, China, right? If you can put in the city, right? Put in the, yeah, sorry, I put country. Yeah, so put in the country, right? Africa, very good. South Africa. Wow, London. Wow, New Zealand. Oh, Singapore also got, not too bad, not too bad. So, all right, not only the faraway lands, there are some new ones. Someone wants to go to Malaysia. I guess you must not be from Malaysia, right? Unless you're a Malaysian and you want to go to Malaysia. Okay, that's fair enough. All right, very interesting. Wow, China is big, huh? Because China seems to be the biggest thing that is happening. So China is quite big. Australia, Japan. So you better pray for all this country that the pandemic and the situation is okay soon, right? Whichever country that you have selected, make sure that the vaccine is working out well and we can have a quicker recovery, yeah, for the good of everyone. We have about 33 people that have voted so far. Let's see whether there's anyone. I'm just going to give it one more minute, right? I'm just going to give one more minute for you to participate. Okay, I guess China seems to be the one. Interesting that I also see Brazil. Some of you want to go and speak in Brazil. Well, you need to learn Spanish if you want to go to Brazil, right? You need to speak Spanish, yeah? Okay, cool. So that is a rough country, right? Now, when I first started, I was not as adventurous as all of you. You know, all of you have got really big dreams, really huge dreams, right? When I first started, guess what? This was some countries that I thought perhaps, all right, let me just start with Southeast Asia. If I can do some work in Indonesia, if I can do some work in Singapore, that'd be great. Vietnam, you know, just Southeast Asia, I think I'd be very happy to do so. Now, 16 years later, I've been truly blessed that I've had the opportunity to travel to about 5 continents after my CPT journey, about 30 plus countries now and 80 plus cities, just doing work, right? You know, speaking, either doing training workshop and have the opportunity to travel. So I was really blessed because I remembered the why initially. Travel around the world, stay at the Ritz-Carlton, do work, help others, and still get paid for it. And at the same time, you know, the bigger calling was really, how can I serve and help other people to become better than they are today versus yesterday, right? So that's my why. So my first challenge to you is, what is your particular why? And I'm going to share with you a couple of the research that I mentioned earlier. Now, this research that was done, it started in December. We had about 164 people responded to this research from 28 countries, all the way people from Ghana, you know, in Africa, continent, all the way to from Israel, Sweden, Russia. US was the biggest participant. We had about 24% participation from there. And this is one of the things that was happening around in 2020, right? In 2020, this was some of the challenges. Business was down 70%, so we got 25%. Although it was challenging, 51% said it was moderately. Moderately, yeah. So sometimes up, sometimes down. So I wanted to just encourage you. Even during the pandemic, oh, it's not bad, right? And look at the other side. Business is great. 14% say that business is great. 3% are actually firefighting. They're kind of like so busy that they're firefighting. So if we add that two up, it's about 17% of the global professional speaker. So my encouragement is this to you, right? Sometimes when you look at an event, you think that, wow, it's going to be really difficult. Did I get into CPT at the right time? You know what? It's really challenging. But trust me, you are building some foundation right now. Business is still out there. It's how are you going to grab some of those opportunities? Because when you understand your why, it will sustain you. You won't give up and say, alamak, tak boleh lah. Memang training ni very difficult, right? So it's not really difficult. It's how do you approach it? Firstly, your mindset. When you understand your why, you will be able to support whatever things or challenges that may come your way. So again, work on your why. That's the first thing. So what's the first one? Type it on the chat. What is the first one? What's the first C? Type it on the chat if you can. Type it on the chat. Okay, so use the Zoom chat. Okay, clarity. Fantastic. Thank you, Soon, for participating, right? So it's about your clarity. Once you know your why, strengthen it. It will help you through challenging times. Okay, so these are the challenges that was mentioned. So what are some of the challenges if you're already into training? What are some challenges that you noticed that was happening? And I guess for many of us, it was really the challenges that you see here, right? In the early stage, Shirley, are you here? Shirley Leong here? Okay, maybe
yes,
she's
I'm here.
Oh, you're here, right? Yeah. One of the challenges that people talked about was the ability to shift to virtual training, right? And she and Martin have developed some fantastic product to help the CPTN community to embrace that, because that is what everyone was talking about. The other biggest impact was obviously the cancellation of event that was happening last year, 2020. But the biggest one was the ability to shift to virtual training. And now, actually, I'm a little bit envious. The new batch of CPT, and you get to do it online now. Changi, all mural expert, you know. So it's really a great opportunity. You know, I was just doing a coaching the other day, and someone was telling me, wow, fantastic. I can now use Google Drive to run workshops. Hey, that's the way to go. That's the way to go, right? The quicker you adapt, the quicker you pivot to virtual, you're going to be in the leading the front. Okay, so I just wanted to share some of the things that the global speakers are also speaking about. Okay, so that's point number one. Point number two, insight number C. Second one is your competence. Your competence. Now, what is competence? Put on the chat box. What do you understand by competence? What is competence? Okay, so let me see some responses. Your know-how, your capability, absolutely your ability. So your competence is really your skills, knowledge, plus your attitude, right? That's your competence. Be an SME, not small, medium enterprise. I mean, you can be, but it's rather be a subject matter expert. Because when you have that, that builds credibility to what you do, right? That builds credibility. So when I first started, you remember I came from the hotel business. I came from the hotel industry. So one of the things that I wanted to equip myself and build more competence was in the area of emotional intelligence, EQ, right? So I invested after CPT, I went on education to upskill myself in the area of, and I partnered with 6 Seconds International, one of the largest global EQ community in the world. So I did my certification in US, built that whole family and just understand more about EQ. And last year, EQ was one of the biggest factors to help people go through the pandemic. One of the biggest factors. So again, things that I would have never thought that I would need it, like last year, really came big time. So that was one of the areas. The other areas was also in the area of mental toughness. Again, very relevant, very timely So these are some of the things that I've equipped myself as part of my ongoing learning. So after finishing CPT, it was not the end. Actually, it was really the beginning. Because learning never stopped, in my opinion. Because the moment you stop learning, whatever you have learned may be kind of like passé already. You got to keep on learning, right? You got to keep abreast. You got to keep and make sure whatever you're doing is practical, is relevant for the people that you are serving, the community that you are serving, right? So mental toughness was one of them that I've learned, that I've partnered with and continue to learn. So I'm doing a lot of work these days on mental toughness, on the emotional intelligence. So again, this is central around salespeople, customer service teams, and also the leaders within them. That led me to focus on writing this book, which is called Winning Clients Loyalty. And I'm sure during your CPT journey, you've all been encouraged to write a book, right? So this is the book that is based on service, based on my hospitality background. There are 7 pillars. So this was the book. And recently, very recently also, based on the years that we've been working on, we have also developed a assessment tool, a customer service assessment tool to support the pillars from the book. So again, whatever you have learned, put into practice. And as you gain more traction of whatever you're doing, your competence, your credibility, begin to continue building products to support a solution to support whatever you're doing. So this assessment is available, and we've been working with clients now to help them improve communication. It's very specific to customer service team as the backbone, as the foundation. It's a 360. So really good for coaches, right? Because now coaches can use this to help other internal organizational team to improve the service level. Because one of the key differentiation is your ability to differentiate with whatever you do from a service perspective. So again, the credibility, the competence is very aligned to whatever I've done in my years within the hospitality industry. So look at whatever you are, whether you're in project management, whether you are, most of you are in very diverse industry, whether you're in health, whether you're in wellness. Look at, some of you are in property. Kevin is here, master Sifu, Feng Shui, right? So again, he continues to develop himself even stronger in the area of his focus, right? So that's my journey. And of course, within the last 20 years, because I've been in the hotel line, I've been blessed again to also be nominated and also ranked within the top 30 in the hospitality space in the top global guru list. So again, really privileged that the work that has been done has been recognized by many to support them in their journey. And to be placed among many of my fellow international peers is really an honor in that specific area, right? So if you have a chance, you can visit the Global Guru Top 30. Some of your favorite authors, international authors, are probably listed there. Simon Sinek is one of them under leadership. So there are different tracks, there are different categories. So this is under hospitality. So I'm just blessed, delighted, grateful that we have the opportunity to be positioned in that area, right? So your competence is being recognized. So look into your specific area. How can you create more visibility in that area so that you'll be recognized for what you do also? Okay. So this is with Dr. Marshall Goldsmith. For some of you who are familiar with Executive Coach, he is one of the top leadership coaches in the world globally. So that was me with him before the pandemic when we could still travel. It happened in Toronto in the month of July. This is with Ron Kaufman. Some of you may be familiar with Ron Kaufman, customer service guru. He has written many books, Up Your Service, and a great guy. He lives in Singapore. So that was me with him also in Toronto. And again, just spending the whole weekend with this group of people really helps to build up your confidence and your capability, right? Because they are all experts in different areas, and just to learn the wisdom from many of these global gurus. We were all there. This was the first time that we had a physical event. So we had about 30 plus of us there, just coming from different parts of the world, right? We were supposed to have one last year in Bali. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic, we couldn't do it. This year is probably targeted going to be in Las Vegas. So take a look, right? Take a look at where it is, right? Where it is for you. So now moving on, we have heard about some of the challenges, and I'd like to ask you now, what strategies will you use, right, to navigate your speaking or your training business this year, right? If you can go to Menti, I would like to hear what are your thoughts. Because we're already into February, for those of you who are actively in the business, please put in some comments, right? There are a couple of, whether it is focusing more on online marketing or increase your visibility, whether it's customization of your programs for your customer, virtual program, maybe social media. Some of you say, hey, I need to be in Facebook, Instagram, TikToks, or wherever maybe publish. Maybe it's time to publish a book, build my credibility, reach out to speaker, bureau, partnership, coaching. All right, please select. Right, you have there's about 12 of you that have done so. Thank you so much. So let's give it a couple of more minutes. Very good. We have 22 that have participated. Okay, excellent, excellent. So we have just reached 40. Thank you so much for your participation. Looking at your response, many of you say you will be focusing on online marketing. That seems to be the highest, 19%. Second is virtual program. Woohoo, Shirley. Good demand, good demand. All right. Virtual programs. Third, 14% is increased visibility. I'm glad many of you selected that too, because you can have the best program, the best solution. But if nobody knows you, how are they going to hire you? How are they going to engage you? All right. So I'm really happy that CPD actually has one part that is called marketing, led by Casey. So 13% on partnership and coaching, right? So you're welcome to take a snapshot of this, because I'm going to compare and show you what the global speakers have actually indicated, right? So if you need to grab a picture of this, grab it now. I'm going to move to the next slide. So here we have online marketing as the biggest. Now, the global speakers, let's see what they are saying now. Virtual program is 37%, right? So this seems to be the go-to first, right? The ability to manage virtual program. So you are, for those of the newer batch, the last 3 or 4 batches, you are really a head start compared to many other traditional trainers or speakers. The rest of us that have done our CPT, like for me, even 2007, I have to ramp up my skill, my level of competence very quickly in the virtual world right now. And there are resources, right? We started the day with RISE, R-I-C-E. So there are resources, there are people with the ideas to support you. So reach out to those people that can help you. That seems to be the goal. Visibility and customization. Customization is key now. Customization is key. I did not see that happening in the chart earlier. Let me see, where was customization? Customization was only 4%. From my past experience, having done programs the last couple of months, customers demand, and how you can differentiate serving your customer is your ability to customize individual program. Gone are the days that we just put a generic program, because now, you know what? It's easy to reach out to the world. They can easily reach out to the world in the virtual world. So not only are you competing with Malaysian, but you're competing with the global providers of solution, training, or speaking opportunity. So your ability to differentiate yourself by spending a bit more time to customize, research, build it into something that is for your customer will make you stand out even much more, right? So that's one tip that I'd like to share with you. So back to Menti right now, back to Menti. Let's go for the next one. What are the topics your buyers have been requesting? This is very interesting. What kind of topics, what are your buyers? What are people asking you to do these days? All right, so very quickly go to Menti. Let's see what is coming out. That means what are your buyers? Is it leadership program? Is it team building program? What program, right? Okay, very quickly. So let's see what comes out. So far, we have got only 6. Now, for some of you who are just starting your CPT or still ongoing, if you have done your research, remember you're supposed to interview some of the buyers. If you're hearing, you can also put that in, although you may not be hired so far. But from your research, you know, your part 1, 2, or part 2, please put it in, right? What are you hearing from your customer? Oh, interesting. Huh? What are the topics? Fun topics. Whoever put that, please come and have a chat with me. I would love to know more. What is a fun topic? Happiness, I guess, right? Happiness. Huh? All right, we've got about 20 people. Project management. I see a lot on leadership. Leadership, wow, leadership is overtaken. It's becoming the biggest one now. Virtual coaching, essential skills. Wow, project management. So we've got some PMI friends here who are part of PMI, probably communication. Okay, we have got about 10 more. Once I reach 40, then I'll, give you a chance. We have got about 57 people here, right? We have got about 57 people in the room. All right, for those that have actually submitted, are you surprised? Are you surprised with the list? So seems to be leadership seems to be the biggest one. Communication, as the people are still putting in. So leadership, project management, communication seems to be biggest one. Any one of you surprised that these are the topics that people are asking? No surprise. Okay, very good. So the key thing now is, are you able to deliver some of this program that the market needs? Now, again, if you specialize in creativity, don't just because you see this, leadership. All right, I must be a leadership guru right now. It doesn't quite work. Can you imagine, Kuti suddenly moving from the voice to become a leadership maestro? I mean, she could, how leaders should use the voice, right? But it should be aligned to your core business. It should be aligned to your core niche. You spend a lot of time branding whoever you are, but please don't just change just because the market requires that. Because maybe short term you'll be successful, but in the long term, people will know the depth of your knowledge and your competence and your credibility could be affected. Short-term gain sometimes may not be a long-term option, right? So again, be very careful, but it's good to know. So let me share with you what the other global speakers, the 164 of them, are saying. And you're right, leadership is really big right now. Leadership, managing teams, especially in the virtual environment, that seems to be really big. Leading teams as everyone is working from home, that is also very big. Resilience, right? Resilience was the second one. 26 of them commented, so it was about 9%. Resilience is about mental toughness. As people work from home, uncertain, even in Malaysia, right? SOP changes every day. Pasar malam boleh, then next day, title security, now hair salon, okay, but you can only cut hair, I'm not sure. Only cut, thank you so much, and you go to balik. I just heard Chinese New Year, no reunion dinner, but you can have reunion dinner, but only with people from the same family, in the same house. That's basically my everyday dinner. So again, sometimes it can be a little bit confusing. What is really the meaning of reunion? So again, resilience, right? So shouldn't let things affect you. How can you navigate? How can you bounce back? How can you be stronger? Managing change, right? Managing change is one of the key topics. So if you're doing that, you want to build on that. Even if you're not doing that specifically, you want to fine tune. Right, because I know Ronald Lee, he does a lot of work on his signature PowerPoint presentation, right? So we can actually build around these areas, helping leaders to lead better using storytelling, visual storytelling, right? So again, fine-tune, use your craft to build more credibility to what you do. Like Yusuf, he started the day with his powerful laughter. That was incredible. I should actually get you to be my backup, laughing machine. That's right. That's right. Love it, right? How leadership can continue to have more humor, laughing your way to success. Wow, that's a topic by itself. No royalty, brother. Huh? So for you, laughing your way to success, that's a good one. That's the way, man. Maybe for him, it's laughing the way to the money bank. For him, okay, right? But interesting topics, right? So whatever you have written down earlier resonates with what the global is speaking, right? Resilience seems to be big. The other things are mental health, virtual facilitation, communication came in number 7. It came in number 3 earlier based on what you have done, what you have shared earlier. So a little bit different. So this one was about the 7th position. Talent management, sales and service, 9. And also social media is about the top 10 topics. Okay. How is it so far for all of you? Are you learning a lot? Is this session useful for you, beneficial for you? Okay, if it's really useful for you, can you type a number 2? Let me see whether you are following and whether you're participating actively. All right, so fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I see a lot on number 2. So I'm glad I'm able to provide some value and perspective and insights for you. All right, so let's go on. Insight number 3. Now, what was insight number 2? I got pop quiz, just to check.
Competence.
Wow, thank you. Oh, this one's straight, the voice. Kuti, brother there, the voice is coming up stronger and quicker. You got to be quick. Peace. All right, Kuti, all right. All right, so communication, right? So this is the key, right? It's about communication. Insight number 3 is about communication. And this, I'd like to share a little bit about personal branding. All right, what is your personal brand in the marketplace? How important is communication? Just my personal story. When I first started, I used to be part of a larger team when I started, and then I had another co-founder in an organization. But after many years together, I left that setup and I started on my own. One of the first things that I did was to position myself as a speaker, right? As a speaker. So I have a personal website. Also, this is the group. This is the personal. So I started with my name. So from a personal website perspective. So again, you may have different business model that you are approaching. Find out what works for you. So this is just my journey. So you're welcome to visit that later on and see what are the things that I've done, right? So I focus a lot on keynote speaking because if not too many things that people are a bit confused on whatever you did. So after I've established that in the marketplace, I started a company that is called Global Success. So Global Success Learning has always been there. Now, as a company, I can give more offering. So I'll work with different partners, different trainers, because I can't do everything, right? Again, KCC is about collaboration, it's about RISE. So depending on certain topics that supports, sales track, service track, leadership track, I welcome partners to support that. Because end of the day, you can't do everything. And I don't want to do everything, right? So that was how my journey started from a personal branding perspective. So let me ask you, for yourself, for your personal branding, what is the tool that you're currently using to communicate with your clients or your business? Let's see what are the tools that you are using right now, right? Let's see what comes out from here. WhatsApp, I've got LinkedIn, email, okay, Zoom. Actually, I'm waiting to see one thing, but it has not come out yet. So it may be beyond communication, right? So what is one tool that you use to interact, in the program with your clients, or maybe technology, or what you have learned from CPT, right? I think there's a lot of very savvy tools that they've introduced to you. Wow, I love that. What are you using to communicate with your client? A beer. Interesting. I love to see this. Telegram, still there. Wow, people are still using Telegram and the fax. Woohoo! All right, cool. A book, Slack, yep, Team, SMS, website, WeChat. This one must be from China, do a lot of work in China. All right, so we've got about 32 right now. We've got about 32. So are you having fun or not during this session? Enjoying the learning from everyone? Pretty good? Okay, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. We're kind of like stopping at 32. Anyone else? The rest of you don't communicate with your clients. How do you communicate? We kind of like stop at 32, but we have 58 people. So the rest of the 20 plus people, what do you use?
The client goes to them, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah. By popular demand. Yeah, the client reaches out to them. So again, thank you. Oh, suddenly got 34. Wow. Ronald, powerful. Can you speak more? The moment you speak, they suddenly decided to people already say must do something there. Very good. Thank you so much. So we've got about 34. So WhatsApp seems to be pretty big. So I guess many of you were not affected by that law that came in early part of January. People are a little bit skeptical what to do. They moved to Telegram, they moved to Signal. But I think, WhatsApp is still, for communication, is still the quickest. I even use that. One thing that I found to be really useful is, if you're comfortable leaving your voice audio, that could be pretty good. Because nowadays, people are just constrained at home, working from home. Just to hear a voice message is a very nice feeling. So Kuti, hi, good morning, my friends. How are you? This is Malaysian Airlines. Oh, sorry. Yeah, something like that. Something like that, right? So leave the voice message. It doesn't have to be Malaysian Airlines. Be yourself. But at the end of the day, make sure it's genuine, it's from the heart, and people feel your compassion based on the situation that they're going through. So this is what the group here is saying. So let's see what the rest of the global presenters are saying. LinkedIn is one of the biggest one. I use LinkedIn a lot too, especially from a B2B perspective. I use that a lot. Zoom, obviously we're using Zoom right now. Direct outreach, and that is what many of you have suggested earlier. Direct outreach could be a phone call, it could be an email, could be a WhatsApp. Use WhatsApp audio if you have not familiar with that. Ecamm is for a lot of the people who are using Macintosh. So it's Ecamm they use for live streaming, social media. Atom is more for the Changi people. They do Twitch lah. The setup studio is like banyak TV screen lah, like a Tony Robbins kind of studio lah, right? But for us, I think if you have some decent one, it's okay, right? Don't have to pressurize yourself too much because you'll never get started. That was what happened to me last year when the thing happened in March. I was like, oh, I must have this, I must have that. After a while, cukup lah. Do I look decent right now? Not very sophisticated place, right? But it's decent, good sound, good lighting. People can hear you, people can see you. Great enough. Get started, right? Menti is the one that I'm using right now. I use Menti a lot to interact, to engage. So my whole presentation is embedded in Menti. So I save time, moving from a PowerPoint or from a presentation, to and fro. I can just share one time and it goes. So Canva, they get a lot of great designs there, okay? So find out something that works for you and continue to dive into that, okay? End of the day is technology is just a technology. You need to make it work. If you say you use Zoom, but you don't do any Zoom call, it's nice to know. Agree? You need to make it happen. Okay. So with that, if you're not connected on LinkedIn, here is my LinkedIn page. And this is what you can do in your training, right? You can actually have a page like that, create a QR code for yourself, right? Create a QR code for yourself. Make sure that the people can connect with you, because what you want is an opportunity for people to reach out to you for further question. So I always have this as one of my slides. When I was doing a big conference in the past, people will just snap a picture, and then because sometimes they have questions, but they cannot reach out to you as a presenter, as a speaker, great opportunity. Everyone knows how to get the QR code, right, from LinkedIn. If not, later on, send me a note, or there are a lot of experts on this call also, right? Reach out to them. Do you know that also here, can you see my cursor? Right? You see this little button? Sometimes people have difficulty pronouncing your name. You can actually record your name. There's this feature in LinkedIn, if you do not already know. So go to my LinkedIn, press this button. You can hear, because most of the time people will pronounce my name is Jonathan Low. And for some of you that knows me, I sometimes am known as J Low. All right, not Joe Low, huh? But actually my surname is Lau, but it's written as Low. So for many people, especially my American friends, hey, J-Lo, how are you? You know, it's like Low. You know, after a while, I put Low, but it's actually Lau. So here is an opportunity. If your name is a little bit difficult for people to pronounce, you can actually record a short message. Try it out, right? So it's about embracing change. It's about trying new things, okay? Cool stuff, learning new things. Great. All right, so moving forward, right? Now, when it comes to branding, about communication, I'd like to share with you that you can also get people that you are, reputable people, if you can, to share something about you, right? So let me share with you, does everyone know Jack Canfield? Everyone familiar with Jack Canfield? He's the author of The Chicken Soup and also The Success Principle. So let me share with you what Jack says about the work that I do.
Hi, I'm Jack Canfield, co-creator of the Chicken Soup for the Soul series and co-author of the book, The Success Principle. And I would like to recommend to you Jonathan Low, global speaker, master trainer, and leadership success coach at Global Success Learning Academy, Hospitality. Now, Jonathan has also successfully completed the rigorous requirement to become one of the global certified Canfield methodology trainers. Jonathan Low, not only in addition to being the past president of the Global Speakers Federation with 15 member associations globally, he's an amazing speaker himself. Now, I've watched him speak at numerous conferences at a global level in many different countries and regions around the world on the success principles, especially as it relates to sales performance, customer service experience, and leadership effectiveness. And I'm delighted to say he's a very accomplished speaker and a trainer that engages you not only from the head level, but also at the heart level as well. A consummate speaker, he's committed to knowing all there is to know about what it is that you need to be teaching. He'll work with you, he'll customize his talk for you, and he'll take your group and yourself to the next level of performance and productivity. Jonathan centers his speaking and his executive coaching work with organizations and senior executives around the premise that increased self-awareness accelerates professional relations and business success. Now, he works with them to immeasurably improve their leadership effectiveness and business performance, especially in the areas of service quality, sales performance, leadership communication, and team development. So if you're looking for someone to keynote your conference or come into your organization or your company, I'm confident that Jonathan can help take it to the next level for you. I promise if you hire Jonathan to come in and work with you, you're going to be very happy and satisfied with the deliverables and the outcome. So go to his website, www.globalsuccesslearning.net, if you aren't already on it, and make sure you engage him. I promise you'll be very happy you did.
So, what do you think? Do you think that will add credibility to whatever you do?
Definitely.
Yeah, so I'm really blessed. And again, my learning never stopped. A couple of years, I think it was like 5-6 years, I attended Jack's program. I went to the States, we went through different, if you were to count besides CPT, my trainer, just to, every time I join a community, it's about the network, right? It's about the network. But of course, for Jack to share what he has shared, he's really got to see you in action. And that starts from the credibility. You got to be really good at whatever you do. Because Jack doesn't just speak like this, because it is his credibility now. If he says about me, and if I messed up, he is going to be affected too, right? So build your credibility first. When you're able to do that, increase your visibility so that other people that have established a great opportunity with the world are able to support you in doing that. Okay, is this useful? Right.
Yes.
So I will highly encourage you to start wherever you are. Don't worry about it. Start doing it and build those credibility. What is important is make sure you're ready when the opportunity comes and not do it when it is not ready. Okay. So that is one thing. Can someone help me mute? I'm not sure who is not unmute yet. Okay, good. Thank you. So that's another way that you can build your communication using your personal branding. Ask another expert, renowned expert, to support. And in my personal branding, I always wanted to do a lot of global work. That's why I have a lot of international people in my videos, because that gives the opportunity for people to know that you have experience managing such audiences. And that's what you want to do. Okay, cool. And again, if you get any write-ups, whether it's in TV or press or any magazine, just do an article in LinkedIn, share it. So this was last year, one of the 100 inspiration LinkedIn icons. Again, grateful to be selected by them. So, you can share some of these things that you are gaining. The other thing is, one thing that all CPTM must do is to, if you have done a very good job, how many of you, when you do work for people, you know that you've done a good job? Good job or not? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes, right? I mean, if you do a job and say, oh, no, actually, I messed up all the time. No, right? I'm sure you believe that you've done a good job. Reach out to them and encourage them to write a LinkedIn recommendation for you. Right? So every time I run a program, so right now I've received about 229 recommendation. And at the same time, not only ask other people to write, you write for other people also, right? People that you work with, people that you know, for all the CPTN here, right? All the 59. If you have enjoyed this thing, start writing, right? Write for your colleagues, write for your friends, write for your buddies. If you've seen them in action, even if it's 2 hours, even if it's 10 minutes, and you know what they're capable of, put something on LinkedIn, because the world can see your work in LinkedIn. If you want to leverage technology platform like LinkedIn, use it. I don't see this being used a lot. Is this much better what they say versus what you say yourself? It's much better, right? Instead of you saying, oh, I'm actually the best trainer in the world, I'm the best trainer for this, I'm the best trainer for that. Now other people get a chance to share their experiences. That is one of the most powerful ways you can do. All right, so I encourage you, visit LinkedIn, my profile. If we're not connected yet, please connect with me and see what are the things that I'm doing there, right? If 1-2 ideas can help you, go ahead, please use it. Please use it. Okay. Now, all of us are familiar with Po Yu, right? Most of you are familiar with Po Yu, and she has done a lot of amazing things for all of us, isn't it? Okay, I'd like you to go to Menti right now, right? Let's do it for Po Yu. Go to menti.com right now. Po Yu, this one you don't need to participate. I want you to describe Po Yu, our creative guru and our CPT master trainer, in one word. You can put multiple times. You can put in a few words. Right? Let's show our appreciation for Po Yu, right? So let's see what comes out. Okay, because this is also about what Po Yu is communicating to the world. Her brand promise. What is she giving to the world? Very quickly, go to Menti right now. I'd like you to put in. Okay, so 4% has already. I'm going to showcase it a little bit. I want to see more people first, so that you're not influenced by the words that you see there. All right, very quickly. Okay, so let's see what are the people saying for Po Yu. Okay, very good. Wow, Po Yu is very passionate, very creative, very friendly. All right, so let's try to even get 50 people to do it, right? Because if you have a personal experience with Po Yu, please put in. This is a chance to share your appreciation, share up, what your experience has been with Po Yu.
Jonathan, I cannot see the screen. How to get? I don't see what you are seeing.
Oh, this is actually on the desktop. Can you all see it? Oh, you can't see it yet, huh?
I see the
I can see.
I still see the phone sub request requesting from you in 2020 and submit. I still need the form on my screen. What should I do?
Are you seeing the things moving? The rest of you?
You have to go back to
Is it typing Menti?
It's at Menti. But you should be able to see it from the shared screen right now. It's coming out live.
Let's change. Okay, no worry.
You go and watch the Zoom screen. You are seeing all this information. So right now we've got about 37 people that have responded. Let's try to get up to maybe 45.
Okay, I got it.
Excellent, right? So this is what people are saying about you, Poyu. You're very creative, you're passionate, you're friendly, you're kind, engaging, you are the magic, one of a kind, inspirational, humorous. Woohoo! All right, humorous. Yusuf, got to run for your money. You know, Poyu is humorous. Okay? Yeah, sharp, thoughtful, genuine in numbers, subject matter expert, mathematician, awesome trainer, highly experienced. Okay, so do you see the process that I've just used here?
Yes.
So this is really engaging people, but it also validates your message, right? When you train with people, you can always ask them, you put up a slide like that. What do you find most engaging about the session that I've done? What do you find most about the work that I do, right? So when people do this, now you can use this and begin to build stronger values around these areas, because this is what people are seeing about Poyu. And I'm sure these are the things that maybe aligns to what Poyu is also feeling. So do a check for yourself, right? So do a list of what are your strengths. Find 50 to about 100 people and ask them to share one word about you that best describes you as an individual. Get some from your friends, get some from clients that you work with, get some from different people. And let's see what kind of words match. Is this useful?
Yes.
Right, try it out, right? Try it out and see what happens. Poyu, I will send you this list later on, right? It's
Thank
a great
you so much.
list. Your firms, the work you've been doing. So thank you so much, Poyu. I've enjoyed the friendship with Poyu for many years since I attended CPT, such a giver. Many of the things that I'm doing now, I learned from Poyu. So again, thank you so much, Poyu, for being a part of our life, right? Being a part of our life.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. So with that, are you enjoying yourself? If you're enjoying yourself, can you do a stretch now? You've been sitting for a while, guys, do a stretch, okay, wherever you are. Stretch to the left, stretch to the right. Okay, make sure you get the oxygen flowing. Okay, very good. And of course, if you want to laugh a little bit, give them some energy laughter, right? Give them some energy laughter. You are one of the kind. I have to use that word for you. You are one of the kind. You're one of the kind. Okay, very good. Thank you so much. Excellent, cool. So let me very quickly, because we have a lot to do, and we have also a lot after this happening, right? So I just want to be mindful to the time. Cool. So we are now. I also want to share with you my journey in 2019, before the pandemic happened, on what are some of the things, it was one of my busier international circuit at that time. And I wanted to share how I use those opportunities to learn about the things that I do, and also the positioning and how I communicate that outside. So this was the first time I had a chance to go to Maldives to do a training. How many of you would love to go to Maldives? Anyone? Woohoo! All right, many of you. So opportunity came, it was fantastic. Used the opportunity. And in my Facebook, right? So Facebook, I post things differently from LinkedIn. I share things. So LinkedIn, a little bit more on the business side. Facebook, I share a lot of pictures. Right? Again, just to inspire people. And also I enjoy traveling, right? Remember, I enjoy traveling. So I share a lot of this picture with the teams, right? Always show people, the enjoyment, right? So take some serious picture, take some fun pictures also, right? So that it's not all serious stuff that you are doing, right? So this is with the team that was in the Maldives. I was working with the sales and marketing team. And then at the same time, when I was there, I did multiple things. Optimize your time wherever you are traveling, because when you travel, your days are gone. So I also spoke at this HR, the Maldives Association of HR Professionals. So again, just giving exposure to who you are giving them value and about the things that will help them. At the same time, learn a little bit about the culture. Never in my whole life that I thought that I would go fishing at the Maldivian Indian Ocean. Actually, a bit scary now. I think back. Actually, I went all the way. It's like nobody know. It's like phone no connection, no signal. But went fishing. The reward was this. After many hours, right? Managed to catch one of the grouper, right, from the Indian Ocean. We had that for lunch and many other meals. It was such a big one, right? But these are the experiences that you can share and the lessons that you can incorporate. So be a trainer, also enjoy the other part, grow yourself personally, right? Grow yourself personally. This was in Mexico. So after Maldives, I had a chance to go to Mexico to do a training for a client of mine. And again, I did not just go there in and out just training. I went to see the place, to experience what is life in Mexico. So this was the Pyramid of the Sun and the Moon. Again, grab some picture. Every time I'm in some of these places, I would do a video, a quick video, share some tips, maybe a 2 or 3, but you got a very beautiful background. Don't waste those opportunities. That showcase people you're well-traveled. A message that you can also indirectly share. You don't have to say, hey, I'm in Mexico, but people know by the time they see some of these famous places. So again, use that. I love to do selfie. Maybe we try one selfie later after the Losang. And this was the first time that I got to speak in US, right? In Houston, right? It was at the International Congress and Convention Association. So a great platform, a lot of buyers there. So make sure when you get such opportunity, do your 110. Do your 110 because potential buyers are all sitting there. They're listening to you. And if you want to do global work, these are your association that you want to be part of. If you're in project management, look at where PMI is having a conference. If you can, be part of it or share in one of those conferences. And again, after you've done the conference, I got this from one of the participants, the person I've been working with. So again, she posted at LinkedIn. So again, these are always there, right? And depending on the congress that you're bidding for, the events, you can always capture this, put it into what are the work that you have done? How have you helped people achieve results? Okay, so I won't go through it, everything, but you can read it out yourself. Again, look at what is happening in Houston, right? Enjoy the things in Houston. This is the Graffiti Park, one of the very famous landmarks. And of course, a visit to Houston is never end if you do not go to NASA. So I had a chance to visit NASA, learn about NASA, and begin to build programs about NASA also. At the same time, I'm a Christian, so I had a chance to visit the Lakewood Church, right, by Pastor Joel Austin. I always see him online, so it was really fascinating to actually be part of the service, to actually attend and to enjoy the whole experience, right? So again, whatever you are doing, make the most of your experience that you have there, right? And to see Pastor Joel Austin live was really fascinating. So again, in November, had an opportunity to be in Manila, right? Build your credibility, right? It's all about communication, your visibility, share those opportunities wherever you're doing, posting, right? These are the platforms that will help you grow more in your business. One of my dreams is always to go to the wonders of the world. So I always do a video at every wonders of the world. So I did one in Taj Mahal, one in Niagara Falls, the Great Wall of China, and also in Turkey, right? I was supposed to go to Petra. Unfortunately, last year, because of the pandemic, couldn't go. So another time. But wherever you plan to, so it's all about mindset, right? Remember my journey when I started in 2007, I always wanted to do training internationally. Whatever you think about will come into if you visualize it enough. Okay? So a quick question. What do you think are some of the key factors your buyers are looking for? Maybe I'll skip this. I'll just go straight into it, right? So let me share with you what are buyers looking for right now. So let me share with you the results. Do I have the results here? The result is here. The buyers are looking for this. They want your presentation to be really interactive. Right? Interactive is very, very important. You can have the best content, but if you're just putting out theories, it will not excite them. You need to be interactive, but the other biggest one is also your content. Your content needs to be good. So if you are the extreme, very interactive, you do a lot of things, but contact kosong, or very little, you're not going to get very long survivalhood. People will kind of like talk about it. So, but if you have these two elements, interaction and content and outcome, you're in a good state, right? Because that is about 70% of what the other speakers are saying. And of course, the speaker's credibility is about 10%, right? Whatever you do has to also support that, okay? So hopefully this helps you to position yourself as you're embracing 2021. Community, right? Community. So look at the community that you're in now. CPT, great community, right? So leverage on everyone, leverage on the things that you can do here. 2018, we had a chance to support in a Quest Learning Festival. So you see many of the friends here, right? Dr. Stephen Kaur, Shirley Leong is here, Po Yu is here. So again, look at ways that you can contribute. Joining the CPT alumni is a great opportunity. I was also involved in the speakers world, right? So at the Global Speakers Federation, became the president of the Global Speakers, the first Asian, the first Malaysian to helm them at 2015, 2016. And that has given me opportunity, right? A frightening, if you like to, I can share the video later with you, a 5-minute welcome address as the president, as the new president, right? So, and this is the crowd, right? International crowd was done in Washington, DC. And this is the crowd, right? All professional speakers, quite frightening, actually very frightening. Very frightening, because these are all the peers, the top of the top, cream of the speakers. And I had to deliver a 5-minute message. So this is the profile of the past president. So again, it's about your visibility, about what you're doing around the world. And right now, I'm also supporting as the president of the Virtual Speaker Association, right? So helping speakers to, I think a couple of you are also actively participating in this process. So look for ways that you can be of service, because it will come in great for you, right? So for me, it's in the speaker arena, but for you, it could be in project management, it could be in the area that you focus on. So far, so good? Helpful, useful? Okay, cool. So I'm going to run a little bit faster right now. I'm also a coach, right, in ICS. So wherever you are, build up your credibility. The final one is on collaboration, right? So we talk about community. Let's talk about collaboration. Starting, Jimmy, well done on the RISE thing, collaboration. This is what I do with our other external party from my company, just to share. So I've got, these are all the partners. You see, you got identity, or the different tools, Marshall Goldsmith, EQ, 6 seconds. So look at the partners eventually that you can partner to add on to your credibility, right? So this is the work that I do as a company, and these are the partners that I'm with, right? So look at collaboration, what you can do. One of the greatest collaboration I had was, bringing the CPT to Saudi. So you can actually see Casey is here, myself, and this is Dr. Abdul Hai, and I think Mohammed, he joins occasionally on such call. Rashid, right? He's really one of the great CPT trainers here. So we brought it to Saudi. We did the CPT in Saudi, but in English, of course, right? In English. At the same time, had the opportunity, one of the off days with Casey to travel and see this beautiful, magical place, right? So this is actually where we were standing, looking at this side. And if you look at this part, you see this little dot here? This little dot is actually people. People actually walk all the way up there.
End of the world.
Yeah. Casey, remember that, right? Yeah, we were nearly blown away, right? Literally blown away. It was so strong, the wind, and we were like, hey, hold on to each other. I think we better go. And it was kind of like grizzly.
And remember, Jonathan, there was a sandstorm coming.
Exactly. Yeah. So it was all here, and I said, oh, that's it, man. Take quick pictures and let's go. You can't be blown away, right? Literally blown away. But those are the experiences that you can hold on to, right? You can hold on to. So not only training, but you can talk about these things and, your life experiences, because when you do training, it's about stories. And the more stories that you have, the greater the experience and how you can differentiate yourself. So I got involved with other summits, with international speakers. I did this like 2 years ago. We had about 51 speakers. Casey was one of the speakers on the sales track. So it's about collaboration. You're not alone, right? So supporting the virtual HR summit. So we do it virtually right now. This was last year, April. And we did a project on hospitality to support the hospitality profession, right? And again, showcasing what are the experience like, okay? So there we have the 5 C's, right? The 5 C, how you can embrace 2021 with the 5 C. Has it been useful for all of you? Have you learned a lot? I hope this has given you some inspiration, at the same time, some practical, useful tips on what you can do to have clarity, to have competence, communication, community, collaboration, right? I've been very blessed to know Casey and also Po Yu along this journey, right? They really started my journey. And of course, with Casey, there's also the backbone, right? You have people like Mabel, you have Sayu. Sayu, that's the best picture I could actually find overall from you, right? So forgive me, a little bit shy. I think that's side profile, but that's Sayu. So, you know, they have been incredible. But more importantly, it is about you being on this call. And this is what I talk by customization. I actually went to all your profile, either in Facebook or LinkedIn, as best as I could. So if you have registered before 3 p.m. today, you will see your face here, hopefully. Right? So this is really, and of course, Shirley was in this call and she was not registered. So immediately at 7:30, I have to immediately update my slide here to include Shirley Leong here, because she was not registered. So I didn't know she was coming. Suddenly she was there, right? And again, this is what I call customization, right? When you have the list of the people always like to see themselves on the slides. Ronald, okay or not this one? Right, this one, chief must ask the chief approval or not. Storytelling, visual storytelling. So all of you are part of the 5 C. The question is, what commitment? Are you ready to take action? It's all nice to know, it's all nice to do, but are you willing to take action right now? So if you can indulge with me for one last mentee exercise, could you describe how is the session for you today in one word, right? You can have multiple words. You can share a few times. You know, has it been useful? Has it been insightful? What is your experience like? I would love to hear your feedback so that I can continue to improve also. Learning never stops. So go ahead, share with everyone how has your experience been today. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we're pretty much winding down. I'll be passing the time back to Mabel very shortly, but I just want to give you a chance to share some of your learnings, how your experience has been, and then we'll go into a time of debriefing. Hopefully my journey has inspired you to think even more global, right? To think of what's possible. The first step was you joining CPT. That is the first courageous decision. And again, make that dream a possibility right now. I'm blessed to have experienced that journey. It's my time to just give back, right? Areas that I can help, areas that I can share. Some of the pictures that you saw there are some of the coaches that I have the chance to be working and also learning from, right? It's not only one side, but it's always two ways communication. So thanks to the 39, you know, if you can get close to 50, that would be great. Maybe close to 45. There are some from the CPT community. So, okay, so we are at 40 now. Thank you so much. It's been insightful, inspiring. It's been awesome for you. Great stats, right? So we want to put some science to it, that it's just not all communication, eye-opening. Yeah, just imagine what's possible, right? If I can do it, you can do it double. If I can do it, you can do it 3 times more, right? Never believe the power of possibility. All right, so we have about 43 right now. Thank you so much for sharing some of the feedback and insights. Okay, just another 2 more minutes, then we will wrap it up shortly. Yeah? All right, so I think that's pretty much it. So at this time, I would like to say thank you to Mabel for inviting me to be a speaker, to Casey for having the platform, to Jimmy for starting off excellently in managing the RISE activity, to Chok Sian for jumping in to support me. See, you know, Chok Sian was, I was actually his coach, right? But now, we get to work together, he gets to support me. So that's the beauty of the community, right? So build on the community. So maybe I'll pass the time back to you. And thank you so much for all the feedback. And there are more things happening today. But more importantly, what are the 5 things? Let's put up your mind. What are the 5 things? What are the 5 things? Let's see how well you are. Type it on the chat box. Let's type it on the chat box. Okay,
Clarity.
Clarity. Okay, fantastic. We have got clarity. All right, what is the second one? What is the second one? Okay.
Competence.
Okay, competence first. That's right. Competence. Then we have communication. What's the 4th one?
Community.
Community. Excellent. Ronald's taking a lot of good notes. And the last one is on
Collaboration.
collaboration. Fantastic. Fantastic.